And I think we started looking and started really taking it quite seriously when I was like, Jess, I've not got any money now. I'm taking it seriously because you've made me do this now. And we started researching the brands. We started reaching out to the ones that we thought were going to be really good. We got some samples in from them and see what their quality was like. Yeah. And then it happened in New York. We went to New York. We went to a fitness and fashion trade show.
Yeah.
And
which was really lucky that we actually, because we were getting a few samples from brands and things, but it was taking quite a while,
to even get them.
And if they were really interested, you can't really tell over email. And we can't really, showcase what we want to do and what we are. And when we went to New York, we found this kind of trade show with lots and lots of different activewear brands, and obviously so excited to be able to go to New York.
I think it was more prestigious than what we kind of anticipated it to be. Like, we were thinking it's going to be like just a big room with different brands. Like, this was like Good Americans there, Khloe Kardashian's brand. Like, there's big brands. So just huge. Little me and Jess walking in from Stratford upon Avon, and the home of Shakersphere.
Yeah. And we didn't even have a website at this point. We just had kind of like a mock-up version.
We'd made business cards with our names on.
Yeah.
And we'd created this name, Acenla, which
took the longest.
Took the longest time, but
was the longest.
It's a Latin girl's name for it means confidence and strength. It means strength. Like, all these lovely kind of things and connotations that go along with it.
Kind of want our brand.
Yeah.
So Poppy, right before you quit, how much stuff had you had in place? Like, before you went and handed your notice in, how much stuff had you done?
Yeah, so I want complete honesty. We'd been chatting about it in quite a lot of depth. We'd been speaking about, like, this is what we're going to do. Like, we had
the idea.
We had the idea.
The idea was done.
And we'd sat down with your mum and dad and chatted it through with my mum and dad and said, this is kind of our plan. My mum and dad have been successful in business, so have your mum and dad. And we kind of wanted to gauge their opinion, not just jump into it and be like, oh, let's just see what happens.
We'd done quit your job.
We'd done a good amount of planning, and we'd spoken to the brands, and we'd got a good idea as to how it was going to work. But we just thought, if we don't take a chance and we don't go to New York and we don't see what happens, we won't know.
Yeah, and also I suppose it was a gap in the market at that time.
Yeah,
and
massively.
Somebody else will fill it if we don't.
Yeah.
So, in that respect, we thought, let's get on with it. And it's kind of now or never, because the older we're going to get, the more reasons we're going to have not to do it and not to take that chance.
Yeah.
So, it kind of, I think was the pinnacle, really, where the reality of what we were doing. I mean, obviously for you a bit more because you'd left your job.
Yeah.
Where for me, I think it was more New York, because one, we're in New York on our own trying to find our way around the place, which was hilarious.
We spent 2 weeks there.
Yeah, and it's just the best place, and we absolutely love it. And when we get to go back, it's so exciting. And, obviously pitching to these brands, my dad is quite a realist. He said, look, if you get none of them that are actually interested, don't worry about it. Just come, go. It's a great experience. Get out there, talk to them and see what happens. And it was a great feeling to kind of call him. And we had 9 brands that wanted to work with us. So
I think it was like,
that was a good moment when we called my dad and said, he was like, oh, well, and we were like, we've got 9. He was like, what? He's like, blimey, how the hell have you done that?
What was it like, the actual pitching to brands? How does that happen? Like, do you just send them an email and say, hey?
Yeah, so we sent them an email and talked about our brand. Obviously, we have no website yet. We had kind of like a drafted...
almost like Pinterest kind of inspiration imagery of kind of what we wanted.
And we'd spoken to them about, we're going to be bringing something really exciting for the UK market. We're going to be helping... Our pitch to them was, if you want to be more accessible in the UK, we are now going to be the most exciting thing, the most upcoming thing for the UK. And so when we spoke to the brands, they were quite excited because it was something completely new to them. There's no one
really tapped. Done that.
And a lot of the brands were international, but they weren't really selling to the UK as much. So for them, they were thinking it's as much an advantage for them as it was for us.
And I think because we are our key customer, like we've actually learned along the way that the demographic's much larger than just our kind of age. But initially, we were going there to provide a service, bring these products for our age group and our kind of demographic. So we were telling them that, saying, we know the customer better than you do because we are the customer.
Yeah.
We know that we want these products that we can't get easily from you because we know how expensive it is. And then if we've ordered the wrong size, or a lot of the time you want to order 2 sizes, you want to make sure that you've got the right size. Or
girl sizes, I can't even get into.
I've probably got every single size in my wardrobe and they all fit me. It doesn't.
And I think
it makes sense.
That whole sizing thing, especially for women, it is like, because we're different size in different areas. Your boobs, your bum, your stomach, we're all different sizes.
It all works differently.
And I remember saying to my boyfriend, he was like, what size do you wear? And I was like, well, depends on the material, it depends on the top, because I could be a 10 or I could be a 12, or I could be a size 8.
I've
when
got
it's
size 22 jumpers.
It makes
that fit
no
me very
sense.
Nicely, actually. So.
Yeah, it's so weird. So when we started looking at the brands, we needed to make sure that it was so size inclusive.
Definitely.
But not only just being size inclusive, it makes you feel really good when you wear it. There's so many times where we've gone to the gym and you'll see a girl on the treadmill and it's obviously her first time to the gym and it's so daunting, and she's got like these see-through